Hello and welcome to another episode of Talk Shit. We're here with my new co-host, Sky. I'd like to introduce Sky to everybody. She's going to be with us, and she's going to make the show a whole lot better. She's so you guys don't have to look at me and listen to me rant and rave, and you got somebody else to listen to rant and rave. Today, Sky, I'd like to start the show out real quick, and there's a few things in the news that I definitely want to go over. First one is there was an accident out there close to you on Sunshine Grove Road. Apparently, looks like a 62-year-old man was checking his mail and got hit by a car. Well, you travel that road quite often.
Yes,
I don't know. What do you think? They just got done redoing it, so.
The horrible thing is, actually, to be honest, my mom seen the body. It was pretty tragic because she came home crying.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. Another friend, next door neighbor behind me, his brother was actually driving behind the driver that hit the man. The town is so small that it's so tragic that everybody on this one street, Sunshine Grove, nobody wants to let their kids walk. Nobody wants to even see a stranger walking.
Yep.
And the sad thing is...
I don't know if I could do it.
You know, the street is called Sunshine.
Yeah. There's not too many lights out there, is there?
No, there's just one.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's by Ken Austin Parkway, by the schools.
Gotcha.
That's about it.
No
There's
shit.
not even street lights.
That's horrible. That's ridiculous.
There's no street lights or anything. No
and they just got done redoing it, too.
It's just, there's no street lights.
My wife got into an accident right there at the intersection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was coming up to the light, and she was in the turning lane, and I forget what it was, but somebody, waved the guy in and said, yeah, come on in, you're good, and then they hit. He hit her, actually, so yeah.
With the whole pedestrian thing, though, because I had a best friend in November. His birthday was November. He would have been 21.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away right after my birthday. He got hit by a car. And the sad thing is, it was on Sunshine Grove. And his name is Kevin Giddens, an amazing person. So young, and it's tragic because...
Same road, right there.
Same road. One, I'd say, it's in between... My street is, I'd say, 2 acres away from where he died. And where that spot is, if you look all up and down the strip of Sunshine Grove, there's not a significant amount of light. These people that are walking are not even being seen, and people are either texting or not paying attention. They're veering off the road, and they're...
That right there, texting and driving.
I do not advocate it. I will not do it.
Drives me crazy.
I won't even drink and drive. And, if somebody's at a party, oh, have a beer. Not if I'm leaving.
I've been guilty of that once before. I gotta say, I've drank and drive a few times. But I thank God nobody got hurt. And yeah, it was an awakening moment. I woke up and realized, when I got home 20 minutes before everybody else, and woke up the next day and was just like, oh my God, I'm lucky to be alive. Right. But I do want to talk a little about you. I want you to introduce yourself to the viewers. Just give us a little background on who you are.
Well, I originated from Tampa. I was born there, and I lived there for about 9 years. Came out to Brooksville. We wanted to get away from all the noise, the cop cars, all of the trauma for children, considering my mom has 4 of us. And
you come from a family of 4 kids?
Actually, my mom had 8.
Oh
but
my gosh,
there's
busy,
4 of us.
Busy people.
I think it was because there was no TV. But got to stay occupied with the loved ones.
Yeah.
My dad, he was fantastic. He was fabulous, very smart and educated man. He's definitely my hero.
Yeah.
Cool. I admire him, and I don't know.
Yeah. How long you been here in Brooksville?
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
You like it?
Not necessarily. That's my personal opinion because it's small.
Yeah.
And rumors start. People, they get their names slandered so easily.
Yeah.
And you won't even know the person, and you'll hear about them. You'll meet them. You won't even know you met them.
Well, that brings us to what we were talking about the other day when before we got you on the show here. You and I sat down and we talked about a few things in the line of jealousy and people that want things that you have. the only message that I have is the only way you can get those sort of things is to work for them. And this girl right here, she's worked her way right to where she is right now, and I'd like to welcome her again to the show. And you guys are in for a treat. This is she's got a great personality. She's real knowledgeable about what we're talking about. So yeah, I think it's gonna bring a lot to the show, and you know, we'll talk shit. That's for sure. But I do know you had a few things on your mind. One, we were talking about how you feel about bullying. We were talking the other day about it, and I know it's something that you're pretty passionate about because you do have younger kids. I have kids, they're a little older. You know, my 13-year-old, she has to deal with it. But I do know your kids are a lot younger than that. It's issues that you're going to be facing here very soon. So let's give us a little thought of, you know, what you think and what can be done about bullying.
I think technically it all starts at the home. You know, if you're going to argue in front of your kids, if you're going to slander your spouse, do it away from them. Don't let them hear it. It not only traumatizes them, but it lets them think that it's okay to treat another like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they grow up in life thinking when they get a woman or vice versa that it's okay to do that.
It's not necessarily even a spouse or a friend. It's someone that they run into and for whatever reason they just don't like them.
Sure, it could be anybody.
And, you know, they'll sit there, give them attitude, bullying them. That's not okay with me.
Yeah.
I have a very wonderful, very talented, and good-looking little 6-year-old, okay? So there's a little boy in his class that's quite
trying to set him up already, huh?
Yeah, well, there's a boy that's intimidated by him in class. Little technical difficulty.
They should be intimidated, right? You know, with a mama that looks like that, these boys got to be some good-looking kids.
Well, I don't know about them being all that good-looking, but, you know, they do look like angels. But there's a boy that hates on him, there's girls that hate on him, and I think it's because they can see that he's an awesome little boy, and they don't like the fact that he has that limelight. So they got to strip it away, they got to steal it, they got to act obnoxious, they got to push him. And I've seen stories about cheerleaders.
Which the same goes for adults, too, because I know we have some similar situations with some people that they just are jealous.
Well, when someone wants to tell me that I'm full of shit, or that I'm delusional, or even...
You had somebody tell you were delusional, too?
Well, of course!
I have delusions of grandeur.
I'm delusional into even thinking that I'm good enough to have an opportunity like this. So
See, that's what I was told, that this is a fake show. It doesn't exist. But, I mean, I'm looking around the studio. You're here. I'm here. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, this is very much real.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is they're going to be sitting there biting their nails, cracking their knuckles, stomping through the house, biting their lip, whatever they're going to do to try and express how angry they are because they're being proven wrong.
Yeah, well, we'll just make it even worse. We'll just email them a copy of the show every week.
Oh, yeah. I'd send out flyers. I'd personally hand them into their mailboxes if
Absolutely.
I could.
Absolutely. Wait till we start selling T-shirts and everything like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna sit there and I'll be one of the biggest people to advocate this shirt.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna wear it everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll wear it at Walmart. I'll wear it at the doctor's office. I'll wear it walking down the street. I don't care. I'll wear it going into school.
Which brings me to my next thing. If you want a T-shirt, you can go onto our Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/TalkShitTV. Scroll down, the link's on there. I'll post another one later for everybody, so they'll be able to check it out. But yeah, you know, it's just like the logo. It's got the little donkey that says talk shit, and that's what this show's all about, is talking shit. So if you don't like it, I would definitely change the channel now, because if we get you in our sights, we're going to talk shit about you.
Oh, yeah. Nothing
is safe. That is for sure. So what else is going on? I mean, anything else going on that's piqued your interest? I know we were talking a little about some Obama issues that we both have, that we love our president so much.
Oh, yeah. You know, I was pretty sure I seen him the other day at the zoo, but I'm not 100% sure seeing as how the cage got in the way. But, I mean, it's just...
She said it, not me.
Yeah, no, I said it. But, no, I watching the news online, and I was noticing that all these people want to bitch about how the fiscal cliff, we're past that. We're in so much debt. It's our taxpayers' money. It's us that's paying for everything. But yet, Obama's going to hold a beautiful dinner. Not invite us, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Want the French ambassador or president to enjoy the finest of America. Chocolate from Hawaii, tangerines from Florida. I mean, the caviar, everything.
Think about price per plate.
Oh, yeah.
How many people that would feed?
Well, they did a dinner back for, I think it was for Germany or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, they said something about the price range for their dinner, and that it significantly would have increased this year, seeing as how everything doubled. Oh. They didn't just have the nicest flowers and the nicest food. They had the nicest tapestries. They had...
I'm sure the silverware was gold.
I wouldn't doubt it. But, you know, it's just... They want to have so much nice stuff. They want to use all of our money, do nothing to help us except post on TV and online that we're screwed.
Yeah, don't you think like when I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not rich. I struggle day to day, live paycheck to paycheck. Just in case anybody's wondering, this show is not sponsored by anybody other than Kennedy Studios. I own Kennedy Studios. So right now we don't make diddly squat. So that's where those T-shirts come in, folks, by the way. You can go to www.talkshit. See, I always screw that up every time. You can go to www.facebook.com/talkshittv. I've been screwing that up since I started the show. Every single time.
It's okay, because when I get nervous, I stutter. So.
Every single time. But yeah, that'll help us, finance the show a little and bring more content to our viewers. But yeah, what pisses me off is people like me that struggle and these are what's considered public servants. Okay, and I don't care what anybody says. They say, the president only gets paid $1 a year or whatever. Yeah, but he lives like a freaking king. He's eating $1,000 plates and getting flown here.
How much does his suit cost? Socks on his feet.
Oh yeah,
silk-lined socks.
I'm sure that he wears no less than $1,000 suit, and that's probably being very, very modest.
Yeah.
Very modest. Yeah. So I mean, and then you got his voters, his constituents, out there looking at this guy walking around and looking at these parties that they're having. Meanwhile, people like you and me are struggling in the streets, trying to feed ourselves, feed our children. You have kids.
Yes.
It's just crazy. That disgusts me. That's always driven me crazy since the first time I've ever seen anything that had to do with a political party. I just disgusts me. The amount of money that's wasted and spent could be going to do some real good for our economy, But they're the first ones to bitch about anything like that. So.
Exactly. Well, what do you think about Obama wanting to be able to break the Fourth Amendment? With this whole cell phone thing, with the phone records. Not only is he wanting people the police to be able to access your phone records at any time without your permission, that's a violation of our private property, our personal conversations.
That to me is one of the reasons why the NSA was formed. That's part of the whole New World Order. I don't know if you've ever followed anything about the New World Order when the Bush administration was coming in. And I'm a firm believer that what they're setting us up for right now is a police action. Okay? It'll happen. They'll declare martial law. And when that happens, there'll be killings in the street. That'll give the power for our sheriff's department to just come into your house and kill you. So if they bust your door down and you don't comply, that means they could shoot you dead, no questions asked.
Well, see, that right there just makes me feel like if we...
And I mean, we've already got, you live in this county, we've already got enough gangsters with badges. Now just imagine they had the power.
Oh, yeah, because all they are bullies with badges. They were bullied as a child. And that will bring me to back to that bullying thing.
Oh, yeah.
But, they were bullied as a child, or they were a bully as a child, and now they have a badge. And now, like Obama, he's in the White House, and I think he's got, you know, a personal vendetta, considering he wants to bully the nation into what? Submitting, saying, here, take our records, here, go through our personal business, let us conform to your ideal image? No.
That brings me to this right over here. Whoop, wrong mouse. Don't mind me, folks. I got a lot of shit that I try to control over here. Check this out. And just before we started the show, I was reading over this little article here. And now Obama, he warned Uganda, the Ugandan president, okay, that if he signs an anti-gay law that says that, you know, it's illegal to be gay, that it will cause problems between America and Uganda. So basically, that is bullying another country into saying, well, it's okay, you know, you wake up, you want to do a little of this, a little of that, whatever, it's okay, or you don't get no help from us.
No, it is. It's bullying.
That's
it's
political
like,
bullying, and
that kid in the lunch line.
Yeah,
And, you know, I want your money, and if you don't listen to me, you're either going to get a whirly, or you're going to get punched.
Exactly.
You know, it's bullying. Ultimately, everything comes down to them wanting to have more power, and them wanting to feel better about themselves by the end of the day by bullying you and making you conform to the way they want. No, it's not.
All right, so we're on the subject political right now. Let's talk about the war. What's your stance on the war? Did you believe in what we did when we went over there, or did you feel that it was for oil and money? Was it to avenge the deaths of 9/11? Is that a conspiracy too? Do you feel that was a conspiracy?
I do feel that, of course, the media can cover up things and create things. So when I hear one story or see one story of the Twin Towers blowing up from the bottom first, then to the top, you know,
I was naive to a lot of things, and then I have a friend of mine who is a major conspiracy theorist, and he turned me on to a few facts to where there was a guy screaming on the ground. He saw the whole thing, and he gave descriptions to where he was an explosives expert, a metallurgist, and, you know, he had all these degrees by just the explanation of what he's seen standing and what he saw that happened 30,000 feet in the air, however high. You know, I mean, just like that. It was not even 11 minutes after it happened, and the news media had this story, and it was a terrorist attack, and you could tell, and this and that. Yeah.
And so fast were they to say that it was you know, Osama bin Laden or
Osama, right? I heard there was a comedian the other day that said, you know, we got attacked by some guy who lives in a cave who commanded 16 terrorists or 21 terrorists to board planes with a box cutter. Yeah. Okay. Some guy lives in a cave, told all these guys to do that. Sure. Yeah. No. That wasn't politically fed by oil and greed. I don't know what was. After all, our ex-president's biggest business partners is the Saudi royal family. They've invested billions and billions into the Bush family.
So yeah, no, I could definitely see how there'd definitely be a little conspiracy theory going on there. I'd want to look into that a little bit more myself.
And that's where it comes back to the government bullying us. I mean, we go round and round all day, you and I, with these subjects, and still come back to the same thing. Yes, the government's bullying us and cheating us out of our constitutional rights. You know, we have the Information Act. Well, why aren't they giving us any information? Where is our information?
Why would they give us? Why would they actually give it to us? They'll say they'll give it to us, but it's just a false false sentence. I mean,
absolutely,
you have to follow through with it, and if they're not following through with it, obviously there's some intent to hide something.
Certainly.
To definitely
they're not going to tell the American people what really happened when they know that if the American people really know the truth, then it'll be an American revolution. There'll be blood on the streets because the American people aren't going to stand up for that. I wouldn't. No. I wouldn't at all.
No, and you know that's what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very strong movement, whether it be peaceful or not. It's going to be strong, and no one's going to be able to stop it because there's going to be enough people to say, I've had it. I quit. And you know what? Someone needs to take responsibility for it. We are paying for it. It's not our responsibility.
I agree.
It's theirs.
Yes.
But yet we pay for it.
Yep. I agree 100%. 100%. We can go hours and hours and hours about that one. That's for sure. in the beginning, I guess, oh, America's going to war, I was all gung-ho, and then when I realized what was really going on, and then after talking to a few of my friends that are soldiers that went there, and one in particular that never came back, makes you realize, that, and the government knows this too, that if we did decide to overthrow the government, peacefully of course, there are more people that don't agree with what the government's doing, just like the Civil War when England invaded the United States. You had a bunch of paid, trained soldiers fighting peasants. And the reason we won was because they were paid to fight. The Americans fought because it's what they believed in. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. The American people are going to stand up and fight for what they believe in.
Of course, when you have to pay someone to do something, they're never going to have that passion and that dedication to follow through with
Not
it
unless they believe in it.
Exactly.
Right, yes.
And what we believe in, what we stand for, it's not just nationwide. It's connected by emotion. We all feel that it's not right. So, of course, we're all going to agree.
Yeah.
And when we stand together, they cannot ignore it. They cannot look at it as it's an oversight of
Absolutely.
Just a bunch of kids getting together, throwing stones. No. We are going to conquer.
And that's part of the problem, too, is when we do stand up, we are going to be fighting our local law enforcement and the military. But
there's more of us.
I hope, you can only hope that, those ones that are in law enforcement and the military realize that this is about them, too. This has nothing to do about the law and which law is right or wrong. This is about
at the end of the day, when you go home, you're not a cop anymore. You're a husband or you're a father.
Absolutely.
You are human, and your lifestyle applies.
But now, okay, they think they are human. They're still police officers technically. You know what I mean? But hypothetically, you're a person. You turn into a person when you hang that badge up.
Citizen.
A lot of them they don't. They carry that with them. I mean, look, we just had all of these incidences here in Hernando County. The one guy killed his wife. Then we had the DUI, and no charges were met. I mean, just you can only hope that people will just do the right thing.
But you know what it takes is it takes a big enough ripple to help others follow.
Yeah.
We gotta.
But leadership is something that there are no more William Wallaces. There are no more Patriots. The movie The Patriot. There are no more people like that are willing to give up everything that they believe in, or everything, all their freedoms, everything, all your possessions. There aren't any, right, there's nobody left that is willing to lay down their life and fight for what they believe in.
I think that there really is, but are they going to present themselves?
No, they're afraid of retribution and persecution.
And another thing is, how are they if we don't get the word out that there are enough of us to stand behind those very few people, then they're never going to stand behind.
They know it.
The government knows that there's enough of us.
Yeah.
But those who are willing to do, as you say,
lay
their life down, they don't know that there's enough of us. They need to be shown.
Right. Yes.
They need to have that courage, that fire, that passion brought out and explode.
I agree. My whole theory on an American Revolution now at this point in life, because we're so advanced in weaponry, is a peaceful solution. There has to be a peaceful solution. Certainly, I don't want to have to be fighting out in the streets and all of that. But what are you gonna do?
I mean,
there's not enough. It won't happen the way that it needs to happen. That's for sure. Unfortunately, we're in a country now to where the government's going to take over things, and we're going to live in a place where
there's going to be lockdown at 7:30.
Communism rules, right?
Sure,
absolutely. And I'm a firm believer in that. But we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We'll be back.